And with the 2H, I'm just taking down that cast shadow a little bit more. It's a slight bit darker in comparison to what's going on in the actual area. This is actually going to need to be, even though this is the lightest reflecting light area, still not quite that light. And there's a little spot on the on the eye that most people seem to want to get to really early, but I'm not going to even put it in until just about this stage, which is where that little cut comes in to define some of that iris and pupil. Let's say maybe a 2B, I can go in very subtly and push any darker darks as needed. Because like I said, it's not about photographically matching the values in front of you, it's about getting the relationships of the values. And that's what I've, like I say, been looking at, is how does that relate to this, how does this relate to that, how does that value relate to that, and organizing it with that approach. So, are there any questions about anything? No? So essentially, like I said, you're going to start this with the same approach you did the sphere, the same approach we've done any drawing this so far. Loosely start with a gesture and break up with clarity the bulk of light and shadow, and then by looking at the variations in the lights and darks, you're going to be able to get the more realized drawing, and you're going to start to reveal more of the form. I mean, I could spend probably another hour or two on this easy, you know, adjusting subtleties of value, but my major bulk relationships are there. So at this point, I wouldn't have to fight with proportion and fight with, was this light or is this shadow? I already have clearly established where light and shadow are. Now it's variations of halftones, variations of reflecting lights, and keep and core shadows, and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pulling the contrast. Okay?
So basically nothing in that shadow is white, huh? Just like the top corner?
Nothing in the shadow is white. Yes, that's right. Because everything that's in here is catching indirect light. It's reflecting off of something. Everything that's on the side of light is coming directly from the source. There's nothing in the way of it, you could say. So yeah, even that lightest light in the shadow is always going to be darker than the darkest area of your light mass. So that's why you want to get clarity in the beginning and constantly remember that as you're comparing things, because what you don't want to do is make a halftone here get as dark or darker than anything in the shadow. Then it looks like this, like dirt or something on it, and it starts to break the form and lose the feeling of light and shadow.
You leave it white like towards the end, right?
I leave it white and I gradually work up my halftones. Like right here, I'm gradually working up the halftones, the darker areas of the light, and then my lighter lights would be, yeah, the tone of the white paper. You know. Does that make sense?